Hi, chat.
All right. We were just picking it up from the top, Melissa. So it's perfect timing. Y'all just got the last of the people were healed. They had the runic brands removed. It's a nice warm evening. 7:30, about 8 o'clock now. What do y'all have anything you want to do tonight?
I think I'm gonna walk around. We're in the city, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Brain fart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk around the city and just kind of take everything in and like observe and stuff like that.
Okay.
Take a nice little stroll.
Seems like a good night for celebrating if we think we've actually cured ourselves. Then,
Yeah.
maybe meet up at an inn. Maybe throw some dice later.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Before we do that, I'm just gonna, because we're like on the roof, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want to stay up there and just sit on the edge of the roof, just dangle my feet over and just like watch the stars and stuff, and then meet up with whatever we're gonna do in a pub or a tavern and have a drink afterwards. Well, I might have a drink.
Such a smart reason.
Neat. Okay, you take in.
Oh, you beat me by 1.
Oh no! Yeah, I gotta check the how everyone's doing here. That's awesome.
I forgot about the app.
Oh right, nice. Good thinking, Melissa. So you do just that, Astrid. For all of you, again, to sort of set the scene, it is a very clear night, and there isn't a lot of light pollution or anything, so you can see the galaxy spread across, the heavens there above you. You also have a lot of those dancing ethereal blue lights around the city that illuminate it at night. Emercina, as you walk around the town, again, it's very refreshing air, clean air smell with all that running water, the rivers through there. The city's quiet at this time of night. And it does give a nice, refreshing feeling of peace and almost a relaxation to the droning of the rivers and those dancing blue lights throughout the streets. Do you guys want to jump ahead to a pub or a tavern?
Yeah.
I'm cool
Have
with
a
that.
drink.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, well, do just that. All right. Sorry, just checking Facebook. Let's see. There are a number of inns and taverns. Are you guys looking up in the city part, the nice, part, or are you looking to head down to the slums for some cheaper booze and more like a dive bar?
Cheap booze and good times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I'll say Ormia does like a double take, like, all right, and then reluctantly agrees to head down to a slums bar instead of something ritzy up here. Ryman's probably just happy to come along, and Felix would probably prefer a dive bar. So you head back down. You've heard about in the what's it called? The flooded slums, the flooded section of the slums. It's a large tavern. It has some rooms for rent up top, but you guys have never used it because the rooms are more like closets, and it's usually just people that are just too passed out and they need a place to stay instead of heading back out in the town. But it's a massive dining area, with a huge bar with a really good selection. There's a Dragonborn barkeep, which is a bit out of the ordinary. You don't see Dragonborn too often. And she really, really knows her mixology. She mixes drinks there. It's not strictly beer. and she has some custom brews from her homeland as well. So no, you haven't been there yet, but you've heard about it from a number of people around town, and we'll say you guys. Does that sound like a place you guys would want to meet up for?
Hell yeah, they got cocktails. I'm in.
Ready to go.
Awesome. Okay. So y'all meet up there, and it's pretty rowdy. Sorry, I'm just checking Facebook here. Let's see if that was Ed, but it's not. Okay. So, again, it's much larger than you were expecting too. As you step inside, there's so many
Bigger on
tables.
the inside.
Yeah, it's bigger on the inside. They all say that. And
Smaller on the outside.
yeah. Nice. There's a fair bit of drinking going on. It's not so rowdy that it's aggressive, but there's a lot of people just having a really, really good time. You do spy over behind the bar, which is actually in the very center of the inn instead of along a wall. So the bar has 4 full sides for people to come and order from. And you see the Dragonborn as well as a couple of dwarves. The dwarves seem to be pulling tap on different beers. And she seems to be running most of the other stuff. She's doing cocktail type moves like from the movie, flipping bottles and stuff. And it looks pretty impressive, especially for this large female Dragonborn figure. Just really rolling with it. There's a number of tables to choose from. There's some corner spots. There's some closer to the bar. Where do you guys prefer to sit?
Is there like a booth somewhere?
Yeah, there's a number along the wall in the outer perimeter, including some corner booths. Otherwise, just tables out around the bar in the center.
I'd rather take a booth, because if we're at a table and stuff just ends up going flying, I don't really want to be there.
Good point.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Well, Kaylin kind of, she doesn't sit down at the bar, but she kind of steps towards the bar and watches the Dragonborn in just utter fascination.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna go up there next to you and kind of watch her too and stuff like that. And
Okay.
Does the bar have bar stools?
Yes.
Do they spin?
Sure.
Sure. I'm gonna sit on one and just spin for a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
I was just thinking, I have so much fun with that.
So you draw, a few eyes, Astrid, being a fawn, very much not seen in cities, or you're almost as exotic as a creature from the Fae, because you're just really not seen in civilization that often. But there seems to be sort of this general respect to not push and ask the questions that people are probably dying to ask you. Especially with the Dragonborn that is in a similar boat there too. She seems to command a lot of respect amongst the patrons. So you sit down and you spin around in the stool a little bit. The Dragonborn, you catch her eye. She does like a double take at one point and almost drops one of the bottles as she's spinning it, just like, but carries on with her business. Before coming over and asking, and what can I get you, Vass?
I hear you do amazing cocktails.
I do all right. Yeah. Do you have any?
I don't normally drink. Could you make it as... I want alcoholic, just not tasting alcoholic.
Understood. Do you like cider?
Yeah. She's never had cider before. She's just saying yes.
Nice.
Whiskey? Bourbon? Yes.
Go straight for the strong stuff.
As you answer, you see her already taking out some of the mixing glasses and such. Well, I will make a cider. You won't even taste the alcohol in it. Be careful not to down it too fast as she flips a couple things up and shakes them out. It's easy to drink this pretty quickly. It's a very smooth drink. I do hope you'll enjoy. And she pauses for a moment as she goes to get like a pint, a quarter glass, and reaches over instead to this wooden glass, and it looks like someone made this as a present for someone else, but it has it's like a mug almost, but it has a handle on either side, and it looks like the trunk of a tree with little like branches for the handles that come back around. She pours it in that and sets it down, puts a little stick of cinnamon in it. Stir with this, and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think.
Cool. So I'm just holding it with both hands.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Almost died today, guys. Cheers.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Kaylin just watches her and just doesn't say anything though.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You are going to feel that. Yeah,
So-
you're gonna feel that.
How much of that do you drink when you tip it back?
Oh, all of it.
Oh my goodness.
I just
Okay.
down it.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we'll wait a minute on that because we'll give that a minute. We'll come back to that.
Wow.
Okay. What do the rest of you want to be doing when you enter?
Not that.
Kaylin asks for kind of like a medium ale,
Okay.
maybe a white ale.
One of the dwarves greets you and says, "Aye, lassa. You looking for a tankard or just a pint?"
Just a pint, please.
And he flips a pint over and hits the tap. It's got that perfect head on top and puts it down in front of you. If you need
Okay.
more, let me know.
Thank you.
Aye.
So Kaylin plops herself down in one of the seats by the drink and does not down the whole thing. Even though she knows that she could, because she does have the constitution to handle that a little bit better. But living with the elves, she's not like a huge drinker. Hey.
Gotcha.
So she just kind of sips on it, rummages through her bag, or maybe pulls out. I don't know. I don't have any books, so I guess I'll just sit there and just like watch the dragonborn as she does her craft.
Okay. She's... Oh, good. Please.
I don't think any of us are huge drinkers beside Astrid tonight.
Neat. Awesome. There is a
It
big...
might be. Sorry, I was just thinking it might be a good idea to get Astrid off that spinny chair and maybe into a booth.
Oh,
now.
yeah. Good idea.
Maybe we'll kind of take her by the hand and we'll lead her away from the spinny chair.
You guys, it's so much fun. I don't want to go.
I'm gonna start helping you off the chair. Be like, dude, you're just gonna barf everywhere.
Okay. I mean, I've already thrown it once today. So, all right.
Nice.
I'm still holding the cup, even though it's empty, with both hands as I walk.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to give you just a little more time on that before that hits, and then we're going to do some rolls.
Oh.
So right after I help her sit down in the booth and everything, and I make sure she's not gonna hurl on me, I'm gonna run over to the bar real quick and be like, "Hey, what's your strongest drink?"
The dwarf starts to talk to you, but upon hearing the question, the Dragonborn comes over. Well, it's not for the faint of heart, but it's the dragon's fire. Comes in shot form. It's a little too strong for anything else.
I'll take 2, please.
Indeed. And she opens up a cabinet behind the bar and pulls out this really tall glass bottle that has this dragon's head. The whole thing is like the neck and the head of a dragon up to the spout that's like, it comes out of the dragon's mouth at the top. And it almost looks like a magic potion because it has this red and orange and yellowish hue that sort of flow together in the bottle. And she gives it a shake and they all sort of mix, but there's almost these little sparkles inside, like an iridescence, something being reflected off of some particles in there. And she pours 2 shots worth of that and puts them down and says, careful with those.
I will, thanks. Down 1.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Wait a few minutes.
All right.
Well, then I take the other one. I'm going to walk to Astrid and make sure she's all right and sit down across from her.
Okay.
Like, if you get up, I'm going to have to drag you back. I'm going to carry you on my shoulders or something. Like,
That sounds just fun.
Astrid, you can go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, if you would.
Oh, big 0 modifier on that.
Ooh, what do we get? Oh, a 3. Oh, which fits with the drink.
this is going to be a great night.
Yep. So you went sort of from 0 to tipsy currently, pretty fast. It's a few minutes. There were like 7 to 9 different. I mean, you didn't catch them all, but there were a lot of hard liquors in that drink. It just so happened to be really, really smooth.
Nice.
So just to put you in the mindset of what Astrid's feeling, you're definitely on the high end of throttling, on the high end of tipsy right now, where things, like a lot of things are funny. I mean, it depends on what kind of,
You're being a giggly drunk now.
yeah, like however you think Astrid would be if she was in that level of being drunk.
Okay.
Nice. Let's see. Now there's a band playing in there, and they've had a few sets so far since y'all came in, and they're pretty good. They've got some folksy music, but they are doing a number of dance songs, the foot stomping, hand clapping type of songs. And there's some really boisterous people going up and trying to sing along, and other ones that are trying to dance, but you've noticed that really no one is particularly good at either tonight in this establishment. But they're having a lot of fun. There's a very jovial atmosphere in here. It's pretty well lit, so it's not that kind of bar where you can't see in front of your face. But yeah, the spirits are sort of high in here tonight.
Awesome.
I think Emil is going to order a mead, but he's going to ask for it to be not filled. And then when he gets it, he's going to make a show of taking a drink, and then he's going to go, I guess, probably sit next to Astrid and start keeping an eye on her. But he wants it to look like he's drinking, but it's probably not.
Okay.
Staying sharp.
I don't know if I'm going to be, watching over Astrid or kind of watching her amused and laughing, but one or the other.
Awesome.
I'm sat, cross-legged on the chair.
Nice. So Felix, just to catch you up, we were just picking up the night after the last of you were cured, and there was a little, stargazing, a little walking through the city for some characters, but you all agreed to meet up in the flooded slums in this really big tavern to celebrate the day.
Nice.
You all walked in together. Is there anything that Felix would like to do?
I'd probably order a whiskey of some sort.
Okay, nice. Oh, there's a dragonborn bartender. You've heard, from other folks in the slums that she's really, really good. She does cocktails. She has some brews from her homeland. So that's what Astra drank. She drank an apple cider.
Nice.
She downed the whole thing. And I think you caught most of the rest, but let me know if you didn't.
Nope. Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh.
If I could, let's see. Yeah, let's just RP while Fantasy Grounds kind of reboots here. I don't know why it's not reconnecting.
Huh.
But if I can walk up to the bar and just, I'd like to order a whiskey if I might. Anything that you might recommend?
Yeah. Well, what are you looking more for flavor or more for strength?
Definitely a finer whiskey, something with a lot of flavor to it. Maybe a little peatiness, if you might.
I may have something. And she's sort of looking behind the bar. The bar is actually in the very center of the inn. It has like 4 sides to it, so more access to booze. She turns around to the very center. Inside the bar is all the top shelf stuff, the different shelves. And she pulls something off the top that's in a cobalt blue glass bottle. And pours a glass, cracks a little ice, and...
Oh, no. Neat, please.
Ah, yes, understood. She eats the ice. She's silver, dragonborn would maybe make more sense. And puts the drink down gently in front of you.
I'll take a little sip and just enjoy the night.
Wonderful. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So again, there's a band. Sam's not here, and I was just wondering.
I'm gonna finish my second shot.
Oh boy. Okay. You know what? I'll actually have just before you do that, I'll ask you to roll a Constitution saving throw, if you would.
Oh, I don't think this is gonna... Yeah. Not gonna end very well. That's okay.
Ooh, a 4. All right. So, as you're preparing for this...
I think I'm right there with you, Astrid.
Suddenly, it was sort of entertaining to, watch and listen to Astrid, just sort of watch her, chilling in the seat, feet up on the seat, finding things amusing. But now you're starting to find things pretty funny, too. Your spirits are sort of lifted, and you're just feeling really good right now. And then you down your second shot, and we'll see what that does in a little bit.
We should go and dance. We should go.
Oh,
and
totally.
dance.
Totally. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come here. Let's just push him out of the way. Like, push him out of the way. Or crawl over him or something. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
The beat has never been so appealing. It's really just, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, right? And now you get it. You get why everyone's dancing.
Yeah.
And the two of you go out there to break a leg. You know what? Emercina and Astrid,
Try
go
not to
ahead.
break an antler.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't do it. Go ahead and roll performance checks.
Oh god.
See if we're sucky dancers.
Just to see how it goes. Sometimes I'd just like to see in case someone gets like a 20 or a 1.
Oh.
You have a -1 on that?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Awesome.
Hey, Kaylin.
Yeah.
Look up from your book for a minute. You're missing something amusing.
Yeah, no. I was just...
Big fish.
Kaylin just kind of watches as they pass by her and is just like, oh. and just keeps an eye on them on the dance floor. Looks over at Emil. Woo! And it's kind of like looking like, should we be worried? Like, should we? She kind of stands up and steps a little bit closer, just to watch as the crowd forms around them.
Yes. And that it does. Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Just before they kick us out.
I mean, we're not fighting or anything.
No.
We're just dancing.
You might not know that watching Astrid with her 3. She's incorporating all of these fight
Looks
moves,
like she's
you know?
having a seizure.
These different stances. Yeah. And so it looks a lot more like fighting, a little less like dancing.
It's just aggressive dancing.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
I'm just glad with the antlers she's not headbanging.
Ow!
Just mauled.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I have taken a shine to the cup she put my drink in, so that is now like hanging on one of my antlers. Whilst
Nice.
dancing.
Every so often it swings around wildly,
Yeah.
but lands again. It stays on there.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Awkwardly, the music suddenly changes to a slow dance. Astrid, you're still going at it like it's the
We'll
same
just keep
beat.
going for like 5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
With this
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
People around you don't know, like, should we keep dancing? Like, is this what we do? Or
Oh, I think this song is slower than the others.
Yeah. I'm really out of breath.
Emil, get over here!
Yeah. Come on.
Emil, get over here! Come on, Emil, come on!
Emil goes over there.
Yes.
I am not looking forward to this performance role, but there you go.
yeah, go ahead. It's back to an upbeat, rockin' tune. Go ahead and make a performance check if you would. Actually, all 3 of you can make a performance check again. Actually, Emersina, before you do that, make a Constitution saving throw, please, just to see how that second shot hits you. Oh, good. All right. So Emersina, if you can make your performance check with disadvantage, because this second drink kicks in, and there's a little bit of the spins, like not bad because you're out there and you're dancing, heart's pumping. Oh my gosh, Astrid! Oh no!
How do I do the disadvantage?
There's a DIS button at the bottom left of the screen. Below chat, and if you click that first, it'll roll it with disadvantage. Ooh, Emil, you get out there and you do pretty well. You start, and you too, Emersina. It doesn't matter that you've got the spins. You're just using it in your moves. You're
Okay.
like,
The more drunk I get, the better I.
Oh, Astrid, what happened now? Emil, you go out there and you've got these moves, man. You've got the shoulders working, and you're just busting a move out there. You're rocking them.
Look at that row go.
Astrid, I don't even know what's going to happen here. So you start getting innovative. You're like, you know what? I've got this move that I think would look awesome. Basically the worm. And you're like, I'm going to invent this. This is going to rock, and it's going to catch on. I know it.
Oh, I'm that person at the party.
You go down to do the worm, but your antlers sort of and you don't even notice them hitting and rubbing into the floor. And you were relentless. You feel like, oh, everyone's, they're going to love this. And it's like 7 or 8 times before finally, someone's like, oh, the floor, and you still don't even get that. You just like, you get up and you go back to dancing. You're like, yeah.
Just like gouges across the floor.
Yeah, what happened there?
I'm not with her.
And Rosina starts going over towards Emil.
Like,
Away from
I'm gonna
Astrid.
sit down
Okay.
for a few minutes. I'm getting tired. Like I'm just gonna sit.
If Em like dance walks off and leaves me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the bar and get another one of those ciders.
Nice. Okay. You do just that.
And I'm gonna be like, I brought my drink back. I want one more.
Wait, that managed to stay on your antlers the whole time?
Yes.
Whoa.
Fantasy physics.
Okay, that's that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do be
That's
careful
cool.
with this.
And I try and act as like, like a drunk person, act as sober as possible. So you start like talking crap to the bartender because you're like, serve me.
I would like, yeah. Awesome.
She's gonna kick your butt.
She takes it. I see you enjoyed it. Yes, good. Please do be careful. It's very potent and very easy to simply down. So, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So
Could
good.
I order a cider and then 2 more shots of whiskey?
Indeed. She points over to you.
I'll slide a shot over to Astrid. I put my shot above my cider. Drop it in.
Hey!
Hey, I don't know what I'm doing, and I drop it and it like smashes on the bar. Oh no. Felix, was I supposed to do that? But it's not.
Sure. Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. Cha-ching. And I
Steph's
don't-
face is amazing right now.
Right?
The sheer horror.
She's just like,
Yeah, I guess, Kaylin, you're
Right.
watching all of this.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
She's not intervening. She's probably stepped a few paces back. I think kind of towards the other side of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just a silent observer.
Nice.
I'm just sitting down at the booth, just chilling for a few minutes,
Okay.
thinking too hard. Start playing with my necklace and everything for my mom, and I just start thinking a little too hard.
Mm-hmm. Ah. Okay.
I've got to walk over and like, I'm assuming the booths are like back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go for the one that's like behind MC and just come over and be like, "You okay? You seem sad."
You know, you don't smell very good.
That is true.
Are you okay? You went and got another drink, did you?
No. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
You know what? I can't feel my antlers. Is that normal? I can't feel them.
Are they there? They're still there. They're still there. Okay. Trust me. They're good. You'll feel them in the morning, I hope.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
All right.
You're okay.
I'm really tired.
Okay. Why don't you just lay down?
Okay. Okay. And I just lay down on the seat and just kind of like,
Just topples over.
yeah.
Nice. You know what? Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw, if you would, Astrid.
Oh God, I hope you don't hit the floor.
Just like antlers first, just like straight up.
Like sort of bent over awkwardly from the
You're stuck
antlers.
in the floor.
Oh, 5.
Not great.
Emersina, you hear her lay down, and about 2 minutes later, you hear like an agitated snore.
Yeah, she's out. I think she's good. I don't think she'll be moving for a while.
I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. I think Astrid's done. I'm just gonna leave her there.
Okay.
Probably for the best.
Just let her sleep.
Awesome. Let's see. Ormia, she's probably wouldn't really do a performance or anything. I'd say she's probably maybe drinking some high-end stuff, and she'd probably be not sulking, but introspective maybe on her own, not really feeling super comfortable with engaging with everyone, given her inner guilt. Rhinewin would probably just be chilling with everyone. I don't know if she drinks or not, but I think she'd be having a blast regardless. She seems to have that positive outlook. All right. Anything else you guys want to do tonight? Or otherwise, we'll just sort of wrap up the celebration.
Is there food here?
Yes, it's bar food. They're known for the booze, but yeah.
Nothing. I'll order some bar food and sit down and eat.
Okay. Not the shrimp.
Yeah, I want to go up and ask her what they have and stuff like that.
Okay. They have some basic, protein type meals. They've got chicken wings and sort of your meat and potato type meals for the most part. Fish. Leave fish there.
I'll take some fish if you have any.
They bring that out.
Do you have any dessert? Like sweets?
They don't have much in the way of that. They have this pretzel type. It's like a crunchy bread. Like a salted crunchy bread. But they don't have much in the way of sweets.
Okay. I'll just take the fish and I'll just leave it at that.
Sorry about that, lass.
That's okay. Thank you, though.
Get it right out for you.
Yay.
Oh, nachos. That sounds amazing, Nevik. Yeah. Hoping... Oh, yeah, maybe Felix will invent nachos here. Who knows? This is culinary interest. So the fish comes out, and you chose well, because, there are plenty of fish here. They're used to catching it, preparing it, and it's fresh. And it's a pretty acceptable meal for bar food. Filling. Otherwise, everyone's able to, spend the next hour or two just sort of celebrating, life and that you guys were able to remove all your runic brands and that you've had some travels together now. And just that relief that things are, the weight has been lifted off of most of your shoulders. Again, except Ormia with, the inner conflict is sort of inwardly dealing with that. Oh, you're right, Em. I know, cupcakes. All right, so you guys, find your way back. Is anyone helping Astrid back to, wherever she's staying? Em?
I'll go ahead. Yeah. I'll go ahead.
I can help.
Okay.
Christina.
Okay.
Oh, neat. The two of you sort of rouse Astrid from a
Can
pretty
I pull her by
solid
the
sleep.
antlers?
Don't you dare.
I take her one end and the other.
Neat.
Start swinging.
Kind of just.
So Astrid, you're sort of slumped, like you've got, the dwarf on one side, so you're sort of down like that with, the wood elf on the
You might
other.
be a little banged up and bruised in the morning too. So.
Yeah. Em and Kaylin, you get a few, antlers to the face every so often where she sort of, huh?
Man, those things are sharp.
Doesn't feel great, but you guys, it's worth it for your friend.
I don't have to cut my face.
Do I still have that cup with me?
Oh yeah, cup's still on the antlers there. You hung that cup back up when you were done, and it's...
Okay, honestly, that's pretty impressive though. The cup stayed for the entire...
Yeah.
Nice.
Better update that inventory before he changes his mind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember any cup. Yeah. Damn. All right, so you guys, you're able to, find your way back and just fall into bed and get, once for, M, Astrid, you're pretty good. I mean, you were knocked out for a while, so you've got a little bit of the spins. Em, you've got the spins, but you guys are able to get to sleep and recover, have a good night's rest. Morning comes, you do your morning prep and have your breakfasts and stuff like that. And I'll say you had sort of a... you probably had some sort of a meeting place where you guys would get together every so often. If you guys have anything you want to do independently, you're certainly welcome to. But what would you guys like to do in the morning?
I think Kayla would like to go to... Nice.
Oh, that's great.
That's fantastic, Beth.
I love that.
It happens. It's pretty accurate. I think Caleb would like to go to a bookshop and get like a book to keep with her in her bag while we're traveling, so she can have something to pull out without having to access her magical library.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So Kaylin, gets up a little bit earlier, grabs some, and heads out for a bookstore.
All right.
I probably have a hangover. So, but I'm gonna go do some leatherworking stuff, or at least try.
Okay.
Without getting caught being hungover, but oh well.
Nice. Em, while everyone else is, figuring out or saying what they want to do, go ahead and do a leatherworking check with disadvantage. I just want to see how that goes with the hangover. What does everyone else want to?
Ooh.
Okay. It's not. Yeah, not a fantastic run, but nothing terrible happens.
I'm just not doing too well this morning.
Let's see. Felix, do you know what you want to do in the morning?
If I can commandeer a kitchen somewhere. Maybe
Okay.
cook breakfast.
All right, you go check out the mess hall, basically, where you've been training people, and where you were working in the kitchen. They'd gladly have you pop back. Emil, do you know what you're doing in the morning?
I think Emil's probably pretty ready to leave town at this point, but yeah, I think actually I would probably try and wander and try and find the rest of the party members and try and kind of say, hey, can we leave today, can we leave tomorrow, can we leave today? I probably can't find you all because I'm not quite aware where you all are, but
Are we leaving?
Emil's kind of got he's got the wanderlust, he's ready to go, so.
Okay. And Astrid, what? You poor soul. What do you do now?
I'm gonna try and find. Was it Zenhana? From the
yeah.
Order of the Mystics again.
Okay. Probably bring a picture of her up. All right. No, don't close it, Dan. Just bring a picture up.
Oh,
We have a
okay.
fan ready
Now I
to
remember who you're talking about. Ears.
Oh yeah.
And I'll just open this up on... Oh.
Sam's ready, Dan. Never.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Neat. Very neat. That's actually really good timing. Well,
Oh, she just missed a great party.
I know. Okay, so for viewers, the image is Zenhana. She is a monk in the order that Astrid recently joined. Hey, Sam.
All right.
And she's sort of like a personal trainer, basically, currently for Astrid.
Hi,
Hey, Sam.
I made it.
You missed a great worm dance.
Darn it.
It was so
It was
good.
epic.
I'll have to watch it later.
And there we go. Okay, good. That worked smoothly. All right. So let's see. Where do I want to start? Where are my dice? Oh, there they are.
So I'll be ready to go after my leatherworking shift. So if
Okay.
Emil finds me or anything like that, I don't know if he does. If he does, then I'll be like, yeah, after this. I'm over it too.
Okay. Let's see. Where do we want to go then?
Yeah, if he finds me before I see Zenhan, I'll just be like, I've just got to see her, and then I'm cool to bounce.
Okay. Kaylin, what? So you arrive at a bookstore or the library, whichever you prefer to go to. Do you have in mind what type of book you want to look for or anything?
Maybe like a book full of. There's a book of dwarven stories.
Okay.
I'll look up something that's fiction.
Okay.
Since she does so much studying elsewhere, something that's a little bit fantastical. So.
Okay.
You read a story about these people in a strange land where they all gather around with paper and these strange little things they call dice.
Wow.
They tell a story as a group.
That sounds amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so she goes in the bookstore, just tells them, gives them these descriptions, and just asks if they have a suggestion for her.
There's a couple of books on dwarven legends, where a lot of it's fiction.
Yes.
With small bits based on a true story.
So you think they're fiction?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. All right, and they are you? The books that they have are pretty cheap. One's 2 copper, the other's 4 copper because it's roughly twice the size of the first.
4 copper. Let's go.
Okay.
She flops the 4 copper onto the counter for the book, thanks them, stuffs it into her backpack, and leaves.
Okay. As you stuff them in your backpack, you do notice it's a little stretched out from carrying that skull for so long. It's a little loose on the sides. You're like, still intact and working all right. Just
Okay, good.
Side
good.
note, yeah.
Good.
Let's see. I think Felix, you said next that so you were cooking. Yeah, you go to the kitchen. You sort of. Most of the people that you've trained and that you've worked with in the kitchen as well are there that morning. So you're able to have any exchanges that you want and cook a hearty meal.
Sure.
Okay.
I'd like to take some potatoes and cut them into matchsticks, deep fry them.
Mm-hmm.
Take a bread roll, cut it in half, and stuff the potatoes inside. And I'll grab a bunch of condiments for everybody.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and make. Wait, did I add a culinary thing to your sheet? You know what? You're high on life from having all this stuff lifted. You nail it, perfecto. It comes out just the way you were hoping it would come out.
Nice.
Let's see. And then it was Emercina, and you were. I'm already forgetting what you were doing. Oh, the leatherworking. Right. And that worked out acceptably well without any crazy disasters, thankfully. And then it was...
I didn't chop any fingers off or anything.
Nice. Whew. Let's see. Emil, you were looking for the others. Like, time to go. You know what? Go ahead and make an investigation check if you would. We'll see who you bump into. Jeez. Okay. Well, you had a rough idea, knowing the city so well. After you pick that stuff up quickly in these big cities. You had a rough idea of where you could find Felix, and so you bumped into him as he was wrapping up there at the guard tower. And, should you guys, whether you go together or not, I'll say you bump into Kaylin shortly after that as well. And M after that, because it's 24, so... Yeah, do you guys want to travel together, do you think, Felix and Emil, or...
Sure. Sandwich a meal?
Sure. Try and round people up and maybe move on to the next town.
Okay. And Ormia, what do you want to? This is everyone sort of had a celebration last night, and cleansing everyone from the runic brands, and then they woke up, had breakfast, and they went about town to kind of do their morning things before getting ready to head out.
I think she would probably just go research what's east of here, because that's where she wants to head.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of go, like, not only the towns, but like what sort of infamous people are rumored around here, or like what terrible things are out here.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I will very hopefully ask Kaylin if I could use her library.
Oh, now? I don't know. I mean, how long does it take to summon it, Dan?
I mean, you can summon it. It's essentially
like
an
while
action,
people are
and it's once a
using
day.
their-
What was that, Dan? I'm sorry.
It's one action, and it's once a day.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Are you wanting to use it now? For me?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
while everyone is out doing their things, I just want some stuff to look up.
Okay. All right.
Just thank you.
Is she close to me, Dan?
I was not in the slums, so I would have gone to find you. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, she
You
could
mean,
probably
like,
find you.
overnight. You wanted to use it?
No, it's while everyone was out doing
Okay.
their stuff.
Okay.
Because I figured, I don't know what you were doing, but...
Do I have to be? I mean, can someone go in it that's not me, Dan?
Only if you're with them.
Oh.
Am I allowed to take someone with me yet? I thought
Currently,
said-
you can have one person in there with you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
It's about 10 minutes to cast. I mean, because it's
I
not
mean-
something you can do in battle. Like, boop.
Right. I mean, I went out to get a book. I mean, if you wanted to come with me, Ormia, and then we could use that, or...
Okay. I can
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something we can do, Dan. I mean, that's okay.
I'll
But
look for a book actually on Enchanting Weapons.
Okay.
Okay. Now, just again to cover what it does, you have to spend 8 hours in there, and then it gives you advantage on the
Oh.
history check to find that. The information that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But
I
you have
don't
to
know.
study for 8 hours. You got to research for 8 hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
I might just go to the local library then.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Like the local library, probably not like tavern, but like
Here's a campus.
I'm
that
sorry,
has-
I can't brains today. She would go somewhere to like find out news, hear rumors. She'd go to the D&D version of the internet,
Nice. Okay.
basically.
Essentially, like barkeeps and stuff. That.
Yeah, she's trying to Google it.
Nice. Okay. All right. So Ormia, you set off to do that, and Astrid, you go and visit. Your trainer. Zenhana. That's it. Yeah.
And I haven't done my massive 20 roll, so there's that. That's not good.
You find her at the local, the usual place that you've been meeting.
Yeah. Cool. So just want to go in my semi-delicate state and just ask her. I'm going to be heading off soon out of Metz, and probably later on today if one of my friends has any say in it. So, is there anything you can tell me about the order that will help me on my travels? Is there anywhere you think I should visit?
Well, I can't very well start your training and then leave you off to it on your own. Been a while since I went out of my own. I'll keep tabs on you. I'll check up on you every so often, see how you're holding up. You know where you're heading off to?
I think we're going east,
Uh,
but I'm not sure where.
Well, there isn't much east here in east of Metz, unless you meet over on Ephron. Busy continent over there. You might run into some of us over there. You know what to look for. Sometimes you'll find us in busy cities. Some of us are on a pilgrimage. We'll talk about that. You know, a little more. Work your way up a little more. Not much I can say. Put everything that I've taught you to good use. Don't miss a day of training unless you are on your deathbed. And,
Could be today.
I'll see what I can teach it next time. And she pauses a little and is staring up at your antlers. Like, what's that? And you notice that you have the cup still hanging from an antler.
Oh yeah. It's a little reminder of a good time.
Well, we all have those, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't let me down out there. Don't let me down.
I won't. I mean, I might let you down today, but like from today onwards.
Just sort of chuckles at you.
Committed. Oh, and one more thing. When do I have to get the tattoo?
That's right, you haven't gotten that yet.
No. I mean, I could have got it when I was drunk last night and it would have been amazing. But,
Nice. Well, I actually have to
totally
be there.
Missed an opportunity.
We should probably let's go do it.
Cool.
And she brings you. It's it's that bar area that you initially met her in, as sort of where you guys meet up, and then you train in different spots in the town. Maybe not even a half a block away around the corner is another little parlor. This tattoo parlor that you step into. And it has all sorts of wild designs and prints, and the people. The artists there have a lot of ink themselves in different various colors, and it's actually a tiefling woman. Seems moderately young, almost to the point where you're a little nervous that this is the person that's going to be doing this. Maybe like mid to late teens in appearance, anyway.
Okay.
But she has a little bit of art on her face. She's got these the bull horns that wrap around the front, but she has tattoos of horns that run down her face up to her chin. And she, greets you and tells you, just sort of slaps the seat while she's setting some things up. And Renhana goes over and talks to her and sort of, gives like a base set of instructions, and then the tiefling turns to you. Well, I have a rough idea of what I need to do here, but it sounds like you have a little input yourself. Is there any alteration to this that I can work with for you?
Can I get so it has to be on the face, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Can I get kind of like a wrapping vine that kind of goes like round there, like just like eyebrow to kind of like end of the eye, like just around there.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And then wherever the number has to go.
Okay. Sure. Let me work something up, and
I'm going to be like not too dissimilar to the branches of the handle of this cup.
oh, well,
like
it's an interesting
around.
cup. Yes. Smells like cider. Oh, that's wonderful. So she actually grabs a pad and is sort of looking at you and starts etching. And after like 3 or 4 minutes, she flips it around, and it's a pretty good, like a charcoal drawing almost of you. And it has a number of vines from, this beginning part, the inside part of the brow that's sort of wind out. And it's a little, larger than just one that hooks down. It sort of kind of branches out a bit.
Cool.
And has that, oh, right, your Roman numeral. I need to see what your thing is going to be. Actually, you know what? Let me just do it this way. Okay. 77. Exciting.
Cool.
And this will work for you?
It's doubly lucky.
Yeah.
Good. And she looks up at Renhana that, just gives a stoic nod. Well, sit back. This may hurt a little bit, but it's temporary, Give you some care instructions when we're done. And she gets to work. And it does. It pinches a little. It's because it's not like an electric vibrating needle. It's this short stick of bamboo that has this fine needle at the end, and she's dabbing it in ink, nice. And then dab, and then dabbing it, and so it takes a little bit of time. You can feel her going around doing the vines, and then right towards the very end, Renhana leans down and takes a pouch out and gives it to this tiefling, and is sort of talking to the tiefling about whatever, something you can't really hear. And the tiefling empties out the contents into one of the little bowls that she's working with, and works whatever was in there with some of the ink. And, turns to you. Well, I'm going to get started on this Roman numeral. This is apparently a special mix here, so this isn't quite as permanent as the rest. This apparently can be altered. I can't do it, but she apparently can. And Renhana, kind of leans down. Any of us in the upper rank can adjust this as you move your way up. This way you don't have to deal with fudging Roman numerals as you increase rank.
Magic ink.
Yeah. So she gets to work and finishes it, and when she's all done, she holds up a mirror. And the vines themselves, they look pretty cool. They're fairly detailed. They're very detailed. And it has this dark, forest green mixed with black around, for some of the outline. And they're intertwining around in the small space here. And they reach almost back, to the hairline. And the Roman numeral is currently this very sharp white color. As opposed to like the dark black that Renhana has and the other person had. Rockfist. I can't think of her first name because it was so wonky.
Glendis?
Glendis, yeah, thank you. And it took like 4 or 5 hours in total. It was a long process. It's almost lunchtime for you. But it's done. It stings a bit. She gives you a couple of creams, essentially, to put on once or twice a day. try and stay out of the sun as much as you can, or keep a cloak up or something. Parasol. She kind of looks up at your antlers and then back at you. You know, something. And I hope you like the work.
Thank you.
Renhana drops her some coins. Well, off you go then, champ.
Thanks.
Keep up the good work.
I got so I have to put my sunglasses back on. My sunglasses, because they have those in Fantasyland. And I just go and find my group.
Nice. Okay. All right. Ormia, you go ahead and make, I guess, an investigation check if you're asking around and trying to get those, you know, some details on bad things around here and sort of what's to the east.
Investigation.
Pretty good. There are a couple things here that aren't great. There's tales of a hag in this kingdom.
Let me get out my notes.
Okay.
Okay. Typing. Okay.
It's basically a bog hag, swamp hag, that there are rumors of to the east in this kingdom. Just to the northeast is a place called the Fayliert. And I just need to see if of course I don't have that picture in here. I lost everything. I think it's...
Spell that?
Yeah, I think it's Faeleert. Fayliert.
Fayliert.
But I'll have to look at the actual map. I don't have the map image here anymore.
Okay.
It's basically a river delta, and there was a city built on it. It's like this movable city where they pick up and they are able to move. It's a lot of big tents and not so many buildings. And they have some clever engineering with the buildings they do put down because the river slowly changes. A delta will change over a decade or two.
So like Howl's Castle?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And apparently in the past it was overrun by the undead. Zombies, would course through, and it was this regular pattern of this. Every 18-20 years there'd be a new swarm, and people would try and be prepared, but there would always be losses. There would be survivors, and the town would continue. But that stopped a good half a century ago. But there's always the rumors and the threat of undead in that area that people talk about. Otherwise, they talk a lot about Ephron being to the east. Very busy kingdom, a lot, just a lot going on over there that they don't care so much about. They're sort of disinterested in that. It's a different lifestyle altogether from the folks in Calais. That's essentially all the main points you pick up.
Okay. What do I know about this kingdom? Just me, myself.
This one, nothing. Yeah.
Cool. I don't even get to make a roll for it.
Yeah, you can make, I guess, a history check. Yeah, I mean, you're noble, and you might have some knowledge of it. Oops, I want to turn that off.
Not so much.
Yeah, I mean, you just essentially what you've gathered yourself. They're very much about the money. And it's just a way of life for them. It's not so much that they're, greedy or ornery. It's just you work hard or you have to cheat or scam or whatever to make the money and make something of yourself. That's like the end goal. It's all about the Benjamins. The Benjagolds. All right.
Okay.
Oops, I lost my page. All right. So I'll say that at least by lunchtime, certain now, Emil, you found like almost everybody. You gathered everyone up there, and I'll say you probably ran into Ormia at some point. and by lunchtime, Astrid, would probably join. Rhinewin, we'll say, was in there. Astrid, were you going to find the party at around lunchtime when you were done with the tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like straight after the tattoo, go find the peeps.
Nice. I'll say you find them in a place where you guys have eaten from time to time. They've got pretty decent food there, and you all kind of meet up around lunchtime, around the table eating a meal. So I'll let you guys, if you have anything to catch up on at the table, I'll let you guys. If not, let me know, and I'll jump in. Nope. Okay.
Ormia's not saying much. She's just really distracted. Just kind of in her own thoughts. Not really eating much, just like,
Kaylin, while eating, just kind of looks up at everyone and is like, so where are we going?
east. That's where I need to go, to the east. I don't know exactly where. That's just all I know.
She nods and takes another bite of her lunch.
Hey, small talk.
It's really small talk because she's a dwarf.
Nice.
I'll see myself out.
That's it. Stage right.
That's great.
From the table next to you, you see like just the back of a chair. And you hear a guy, I don't know if it's going to pick up my voice. You see the back of their head, and you hear a guy say, so, that's your plan, is it? You see him just eating. If you turn around and look, you just sort of see him munching on food.
And I'm like, why do you care?
Do I recognize this guy?
I think we recognize that voice.
No, it's actually, it's a human, it appears to be. Roughly average height, average, weight. He's got some tousled brown hair, short brown hair.
You're killing me, Beth.
And that's all you can see currently.
I'm gonna kind of try to lean around and see his face.
Okay, you catch a, you can see he has a very sharp, like a very cleanly trimmed beard. Really short beard. Pale, super pale complexion.
Kaylin says, excuse me?
You're, friends of Sam, right? And you see him kind of look around and it's relatively empty here in this, in the tavern you're eating at. Stands up.
A Sam.
Well, and he stands up and turns around. You see he's probably maybe in his early 30s or something like that. He looks just like an average guy. Like you wouldn't really ever pick him out of a crowd for any reason, which may work to his advantage. He says, well, it's my understanding that you folks are owed some information. I'm here to deliver. Have I got the right folks?
Right now.
Have you been following us?
Yeah.
Sam knew we were going.
True.
Sam knows all
Still don't
sorts of
stalkers.
stuff.
Kaylin's like, well, what's your information, sir?
I just need to confirm. I was given description, and he kind of looks around like at Astrid's antlers and Rhineland's hair floating about, and the lighting stick on Felix, and he's.
There's like 10 or 12 groups that look just like us in this town.
I think I got the right folks. Mind if I join you to be a little more inconspicuous.
scoot over to make room for him.
Thank you kindly. He sits down and takes out a large, almost like a sack. It's not quite. It's like a manila envelope, but leather.
Satchel?
Yeah, and he sets it down on the table. Well, seems our mutual friend was able to dig up some information for all of you. And that's where we'll take our bio break.
That's it. I'm done with this group.
Yeah.
Table
Awesome.
flip.
So for anyone in chat, I don't have it pulled up, but if anyone's here that isn't usually here, we just take a 5 to 8 minute bio break, and then we will be back. Okay. Good to see you. Hey, chat. I'm gonna hide behind our "we'll be back" scenery for right now while we wait for everyone else to get back.
Sorry if my lighting isn't as good. My lamp just broke. Or the bulb one.
Oh, you're fine. I didn't notice that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. You good?
Awesome.
All right, let's get some other stuff up here. Chat up, I guess. I need to find something else. Ooh, Dwarven City. Probably sound better than the sheep. There shouldn't really be any sheep in the, the City of Metz. They keep bleeding in the music for the stream. I'm like, wait, what?
So we really need a clip of the dance party earlier.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
I love that you rolled a 1. I didn't even know what to do. Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Just proof that 1s can be just as great as 20s. I forgot to post tonight. Shame on me, so I'm gonna do that now. Shame on me. Yeah, helps if you paste the channel in. Okay, I'll keep that up there for now. For her. Sheep and Metz. Yeah, Nevik, yeah. Like, wait a minute, and everyone would be talking, and then there'd be a pause, and like, what is going on?
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I think I came in at the wrong part of the conversation.
Nice. And then, from the bedroom, we heard a meh. What?
This makes no sense. Trying to print out a new character sheet to do the new swashbuckler class. My printer is not communicating to the computer again. It's just driving me insane because it does this so much.
Oh no. Oh, that sounds like a pain.
Also, I'm sorry for being late. Today has been insane. Like, I helped with the wedding luncheon today, so that was fun. And I had to watch the kids at the same time.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. What? Come on. Computer? Computer.
Hello, computer.
Why are you doing this, computer? Say, chat, how does the music sound balanced out with our voices? Does it sound like it's at an appropriate level? I just want to make sure it's not drowning anyone out. Because suddenly it sounds really loud. Hey, Steph's back. Alright, I'm going to pop our video back on here, too. Boop. Surprise. It's subtle. Good, good, good. Alright, thanks Nevik and Frank. Appreciate it. Ooh, Superman coffee mug. Oh, right. So, Melissa, your shirt. I shame on me. I keep forgetting to ask what your super cool shirt is for the stream. If you don't, if you're up for sharing, you certainly don't have to.
I'm about to choke on a peanut.
But at least you showed us the t-shirt, and that's what matters.
Excuse me.
Is that a Loot Crate shirt?
Yeah.
Yes.
RoboCop, that is so sweet.
Some of mine are from Loot Crate, some are from Hot Topic, and some are from. I'm getting the Firefly crate right now. I stopped getting Loot Crate because it was just like it's not even worth it.
Really?
So
That's a shame.
yeah, I was kind of bummed out, but I was like, that's all right.
Sweet. Oh,
Die by Termix.
nice. Well, I'm glad you didn't choke as a secondary note.
BCW. Glad you didn't die.
Nice.
But did you die?
Yeah. You're a ghost. One day and be like, oh, I got t-shirts for everyone, I'm gonna send it out, and someone will be like, Melissa died like 5 years ago choking on a peanut. But she's been playing in her stream!
Like, that's not Melissa. Who's been playing in the stream? Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. Warren, did you end up wearing, I know you often have a cool shirt in tandem. I just didn't know if you happen to have anything you wanted to show today.
No, I managed to time and didn't have anything to clean, so.
Oh, gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, what's that?
I've got my Earth Kingdom shirt.
Oh, nice, okay.
Cool.
I wore this on the day of the eclipse.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to tweet out our goodies that we've got something going on, and I really hope we're in episode 13, so that's what I wrote. Yep, okay.
If not, we are now.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Retcon, yeah. Okay, guys, so we've got, oh wait, I don't think he introduced himself. This gentleman here with information from apparently Sterling Sam. And he just sat down and put down this leather pouch, essentially, of what seems to be the information. He looks up at all of you. Now, again, just to set the scene in here, it's really quiet. It's a little bit after the lunch rush. It's not a really popular place. You guys have sort of liked it for that. There's someone behind a very small bar in the corner. There's a couple servers that are just talking over in the corner opposite that. And you essentially have the whole place to yourself currently, sort of a small storefront, and there's only another 4 or 5 tables aside from yours, and no one else is in here currently. And he looks up and says, does anyone want their information independently, or is this a group thing?
I would like mine, please.
All
I
right.
don't remember what I asked.
Well, I have in here, and he opens up the leather pouch.
It depends. Is it oral or is it written down? And I'm asking as player to DM. Does it look like he's going to be talking at us, or like giving us some written stuff? It
sort of looks like it's written stuff until he opens up the pouch and pulls out a lunch for himself. Like, he was just eating lunch at the other table, but he sort of has even more lunch in this.
How much can this dude eat?
Well played.
Well played. I have a bit of written information. He opens up the inside of his jacket and pulls out, an envelope. And
you want to buy some envelopes?
I got plenty. Yeah, top of the line. He kind of scans the table and pauses, looking at you, Felix, and sort of unsure. Like, maybe he was expecting something a little different. In that maybe someone with heavy armor. I don't know. Would you have your lighting stick, visible at the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely out.
Felix?
Yeah. That's me.
Oh. this here's for you. And he stretches across the table on his chair, pushes back, and hands that to you. I'm going to send you... I will actually just send this directly to you on Facebook, Ed. And... Sendaroo. I said Sendaroo, Facebook.
I don't know what's going on.
Did I stutter, Facebook? Alright, here we go. That should be it. Alright. So that's what you get. It appears to be a letter sort of wrapped up in almost scroll form inside a rough envelope. And you can all see that as that's passed across to Felix. As well, I've been given information for an Emery Sina, an Ormia, and Kaylin.
Oh.
Kind of looks down at Kaylin as well at the end there. You see he's looking in the general area like he's got a half an idea of who each of you are.
Just call me M, please.
Yes, ma'am. And who would like their information first?
Are all of ours verbal?
Yes, ma'am.
I pull out all my notes that I've taken, slam it on the table, get my quill. Tell me.
All right.
Oh.
Now, it does, a look that isn't even needed because there's no one else really in here. My understanding, he lowers his voice a little bit. My understanding is that you were looking for someone?
Yes.
Well, a man fitting the description you gave, no names, was seen around the time frame of this disappearance on the road just south of Xanbora, which is the really big city that you're from. Just west of the... just south of Xanbora, just west of the old keep outside the city, which rings a bell to you. I mean, you're familiar with the ghost stories of the old keep. It's along the southern road below south of Xanbora. There's a keep on this huge plot of land that used to belong to some adventurers some time ago. And before that, it was also had all these tales of ghost stories, and no one wanted the land. They tried to build there a bunch of times, and they couldn't. There were always accidents and this and that until these adventurers finally settled it. And after they passed on and moved and such, all of those ghost story type things started recurring, and no one goes out there. Sometimes people get dared to go out there, the youth. And they just don't come back. Other times they do, and they're just, scared crapless. So you know some of the tales of that keep.
So it's like visiting the Grinch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took a lot of legwork to find this information. I gotta say, they covered their tracks pretty well. I believe...
Was he seen alone?
What's that?
Was he seen alone?
There was a very scared witness that saw a couple of folks carting him, transporting this gentleman.
Transporting how?
Via cart, wooden cart, horse-drawn carriage. Now, Sam believes that it was them there black salamanders that did the transportation detail, given the location and expertise required.
Do I recognize that?
You do. They're a pretty... roll a history check if you would. You've got the money to know about them.
Come on, dice.
Don't fail me now.
Oh no, it's an unlucky number. I don't know why it's not showing up, but I rolled a 13,
Oh, no.
so 16 total.
Okay.
Like I rolled it in the thing, and I swear it was a 13, so 16 total.
Neat. All right. So you've heard of them because of the wealth surrounding your family. They are a very expensive crime syndicate that can be hired for really difficult jobs that require a lot of subtlety and discretion. You haven't met anyone from this, group
Probably
in person?
not.
But he continues and says, Sam says that she has a lead, but it'll take someone of your position in society to follow up. She said you might have to get your hands a little dirty. You see, there's a wealthy noble there in Xanbora that sponsors the black salamanders. Return for a number of assorted deeds. She holds a gala every week to entertain the elite of Xanbora. I imagine you won't have yourself too much trouble finding your way in there. Not sure what you'll, do with your friends here. No offense. He kind of looks around, not in a shady way, but just in a tactical way. You have to come up with something for that. Sorry, the name is, Iva Longhorn, and she's another noble from Xanbora, so you are aware of her family, and you know who she is automatically. And she...
Do I know her in a positive or a negative light?
Sort of a neutral way with negative connotations. She's got a couple really spoiled kids that were around your age. She runs a number of very successful businesses, but there's always been talk that there's a lot of bogus, shady dealings to get the business and maintain the business that she has, the success that she has. And you're moderately familiar with the gala he's talking about. You've attended this from time to time as part of the noble livelihood there in Xanbora. It's expected to gather every so often. You don't go you never went weekly, but once a year, twice a year, your folks will make you head out there.
I've been to those. Obnoxious little show off. She says a few not very nice words in Elvish.
Oh,
Nice.
okay then.
Yeah.
So, what about her in this gala? What? That's not everything, is it? You said I'd have to get my hands dirty.
Well, if you're looking for specifics, she'd probably have them there at her somewhere in her house. You sort of have yourself an in. You get in and do a little digging, you can probably find maybe a what, maybe a why or a who behind all this. Get you a little more information on the destination of the person in question. Starts, he's eating in between sentences.
I can't understand you when you talk with your mouth full. Sorry, could you...
Oh, my apologies. Yes, well, I think that may be. I hope that is beneficial information to you. Took quite a bit of digging and started.
Can you tell me who this witness was that saw the person?
That I can't. It took a lot to find them and to get that information from them. We got everything we could. It was simply a fact of seeing someone that fits that description. They happened to be traveling north to Xanbora when they came across what looked like a very uncomfortable gentleman seated between two other folks, cloaked folks, and didn't quite sit well with them. And Sterling, our mutual friend, is pretty good at picking up on little details like that. But there's really no other information from them, and again, our friend likes to protect sources, their anonymity.
Just curious if it was possibly someone I might have known. But that's alright.
Well, I hope that information is helpful to you. Sam said that she'll continue looking. Who else? Who wants their information next? I'm afraid that's all I have for you, ma'am.
I'll slip him a gold piece and say thank you.
You're too kind. Calls the waiter over, waving the coin in the air. Okay.
Kaylin raises her.
All right. Well, miss, my understanding you were asking about Warforged?
She tries to contain her excitement.
Well,
Yeah.
our friend Sam has called up with Brewer. I was told you'd know. You've met him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she tells me Brewer was willing to help you out here, give you information that he's gathered so far. You see, Brewer doesn't have any memory of his past before he was just somewhat recently awoken, maybe a century and a half or so. He was created thousands, at least a couple thousand years ago. No memory before 150, 160 years ago. So he is also seeking some answers. Now, he was obliged to share this information with you, permitted it not fall into the hands of those that would abuse it. Sam said to make a point of telling you, he seems to take a liking to the bunch of you, even called you a non-standard curiosity amongst humans or something. He's got a strange sense of humor, that one. But here's what he knows, okay? There is lore that states that the very origins of the Warforged, and some of their numbers still, reside deep down below the dwarven metropolis of Kaldarul.
Oh.
The actual means of their creation remains a mystery, even to dwarven kind. Now, should you go seeking more answers down there, of course you'll need permission of that ruling class of Kaldarul to enter them lost mines down below their city and even head even deeper down to the Warden's Deep. Pretty interesting, fantastic stuff, huh?
It sounds amazing. Do you know who the ruling class is there that I need to speak to?
Oh, well, I don't myself, but I know there's a number of noble houses out there, down there under the mountain, and could probably put something together for you, or...
Okay.
Sam told me to let you all know she's going to continue digging, so, yeah. I'll let her know you're seeking that information.
Absolutely. And if you see Brewer, or let Sam know to pass on my deep gratitude to Brewer,
Uh,
and that I will help him in any way that I can.
well, that sounds wonderful. I will definitely do that. Takes the plate from the waiter and starts digging into the next chicken wing.
Kaylin gives him a gold piece as well for his information.
Thank you kindly. And waves it up again at the next.
She just
Bring
stares
some
in
more.
awe at the food.
How are you not just massive?
Like,
Uh,
he's like a bottomless
Good
pit.
metabolism?
She's just the human black hole?
yeah, lots of traveling.
Well,
I'm one of
I'm
Sam's
just
gophers.
amazed.
It's a talent. It's a talent. And
It's
then
like Kirby. He's Kirby, that's it.
Neat. And I'll say, Felix, during the time that you'll have finished reading your letter, during the time that he was talking to the two of them, just to give you a chance to roleplay anything if you want to. If not, don't worry about it. Of course.
I just slide over a sandwich that I made earlier that morning.
Oh, and he stops and kind of looks at it with an interested gaze and
For the
thank
road.
you. What is this?
I'm not sure what to call it. I haven't really decided yet, but they're fried potatoes and a sandwich type thing.
You, sir, are a genius. This here sandwich is fantastic. Yeah, he's
Hey,
Did you
chewing and swallowing as
Did
fast
you
as he
just
can
put
bite.
potato chips on a sandwich?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
No, not potato chips. I put French fries, as we would call them, on a sandwich.
Nice.
This is the best.
Nice. So after, like, he's just entranced with his sandwich, you're sort of waiting patiently as he's scarfing this sandwich down, like, it's just
Like-
too delicious.
Tapping my hand, tapping my
Nice.
fingers on the table, just like,
Ma'am, I'm forgiven, please. And he's,
Can you
chewing his
breathe?
mouth half open. Yeah.
Felix, we found your guinea pig.
Kaylin reaches over and gives him a big smack on the back. To
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, I understand you were looking for some information on your brother. We have an information network, and as of this morning, I received word that your brother is residing in an inn over in Dolphin's Haven. Seems to be spending a lot of time in the slums over there and making a bit of a name for himself. Not the good kind of name, mind you, but we have the name of the inn. It's called the Baggy Wrinkle Inn over in the Southern Docks District.
that name. Southern Docks?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else?
Nope, just causing a bit of a stir over there, and after seeing some of the wanted signs over here, I hope it's not headed in that same direction. But he seems to be safe for now, and
Well,
that's
I
his
got a lot
location
of
as
them.
of this morning.
Thank you so much for the information, sir.
Indeed, you need anything else, you make sure you let me know or let Sam know. I'm sure she's going to have one of us get back in touch with you. If she finds anything else.
I'll toss him a gold coin, too.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And he has like one bite of Felix's sandwich left in these, two half-eaten plates. He pockets this one. Thank you, man. Much obliged. Well, and calls to the waiter and like, can you wrap this up? Suppose I should be on my way. And, anything I can relay back to our friend or? Any other information any of y'all looking for?
Tell her thank you. And ask her. Tell her I have reason to believe that he is currently east of here. And see if she can point her search in that direction. While I go digging back home.
Sounds good.
Sorry, I'm hearing sounds. They
No
sounded
problem.
like little farts or something. I don't know if you're stretching on something, on like
Oh,
the
it's
fabric.
Oh,
It's
nice.
with it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's funny. Says, yeah, that makes sense.
Hangover done yet?
That whole area's east, so maybe you didn't get that far.
I'm sorry. I thought Xanbora was west of where we were.
That's east. It's a little bit north too, but essentially east.
I have been thinking about this world completely backwards.
Oh no! You're sort of like in the
Cool.
center of the map, and
Okay.
so east for you.
I'm
Yeah.
a functioning human adult.
And Dauphine's Haven is just south of the kingdom. That's the kingdom of Brenneweir that's in, and just above that is Arendelle, where Xanbora is. So it's all sort of in that chunk to the east, slightly north. Well, I bid you all a good day then. And did anyone else have anything they wanted to ask him or ask Sam? Just so I don't skip you. Okay. Tips his head. And
Tell her thank you.
indeed,
And I look
ma'am.
forward to hearing from her again.
Well, have a fine day. He turns
Yes.
around.
Oh, 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. And he's sort of seeing the tattoo, the freshly done tattoo over your eye, and the redness from it and everything. It's just a little caught off guard, like he didn't quite notice yet. He's like, oh, yes, ma'am.
Could you ask Sam if she knows of a race that looks like elves but has furry ears?
Well, sure thing. Yeah, I
Thank
can
you.
do that. Yeah, you're very welcome. Kind of does
I
like
don't give him a gold piece because he asked.
Nice. He waits like an extra second just in case, like, yeah, and turns and heads out the door.
Nap.
All right, it's just you guys left at the table now.
I need to go home.
How far away is home?
How far away is home, Dan?
Ooh, gosh. Let's see. What did we do for travel over here? It was
It was like a week or so. Something.
it was like 11 days
Yeah, you
from
know
there
what?
to
Can the
here.
roomkeeper teleport us?
Yeah, you could try. There is a teleportation circle in Dauphine's Haven in the Wizards College of Ephron. You could certainly ask him if you feel you'd be aware of the teleportation skill, which you might be as a noble. You know that's a means of travel. Otherwise, you're looking at I mean, you've got like a week to get to the East Coast. And then at least 2 weeks. I have to map it out, but it's 2.5 weeks on the ocean, by boat.
Yeah, we need to get there
On a boat
faster.
again.
We need to get there faster.
I need a silly hat.
Why? What?
And Emil's kind of lost in thought. Just You could be truly in the conversation with me.
Awesome.
I am so confused.
I forget if we know in character about this conversation or not.
Yeah, I don't think any of you know, but like, I think I've just said something. Emil's just said something like totally out of character and odd, but he does actually want a silly hat.
Is there
I just pat him on the shoulder and be like, we can get you a silly hat. We can get you one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I do know of the most ridiculous hat maker in the entire world there in Dauphin's Haven.
Kaylin's over there reading the book that she has and glances up and is like, "Are we talking about hats?"
There was mention of a silly hat, and I remember this person,
You know what?
and it was just crazy.
My apologies. We were talking about leaving town. Sorry. A lot on my mind.
Ryanwin just interjects and says, you know, I might be able to make you a silly hat. I've been practicing my weaving and stuff. If you have a design, I can give it a shot.
Oh my gosh, with Rhinewin, is it really underwater basket weaving?
Nice, yeah. Ooh.
Okay, that was funnier in my head.
Well,
I'm sure she'll cast skills on you again someday.
No, that was me as a player.
oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Me as a player, not Ormia.
Awesome. Just, you know, if you think of what you want it to look like, let me know and I'll give it a shot. Be happy to.
Kaylin goes back to reading her book.
Hang on, just in case.
So what's our plan for leaving town? Are we...
I'm gonna go see the Runekeeper.
Busted, and that's just kidding.
Kaylin looks at Ormia and volunteers to go with her to talk to the Runekeeper.
Thank you.
You blew your nose and it.
Oh.
You sound like a baby elephant.
It's okay. It was funny. Thank you.
Do you want any jelly?
No, I'm good. Please leave. Oh my god.
Felix is gonna drop off whatever stuff that he has from the barracks, like maybe a key or whatever, and then meet up with everybody at the university.
Okay. All
So
right.
Caitlin follows Ormia's lead, going to the to talk to the Runekeeper.
She's probably walking a little bit faster than what you're used to.
It's okay. I walk as fast as I can. My little legs kicking.
Clink. Yeah. Awesome.
Are we trying to see if there's a port? Is that what we're trying to do?
I'm trying to see if there's a way we can more or less teleport there, or teleport someplace closer, or just there's got to be a faster way.
Yeah.
We
I'll
don't
just
have
kind
a
of
month.
trail behind a little bit. Like, I'll follow you guys, but kind of. I know where you guys are headed, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say Ormia and Kaylin, you two arrive first. Was anyone walking with Felix? You took a side thing, right? Is everyone else just walking with Ormia and Kaylin?
Yeah, I'll just like general direction. I know where they're
For the
going.
most part. Okay. All right. So the rest of you sort of arrive there. Felix, you're just a little bit behind as you go to do that first. The Runekeeper is down there in his den, and as you all arrive, he turns to greet you. You've returned.
Have a question, perhaps a favor to ask.
Very well.
We need to go east to Dauphin's Haven and Xanbora as quickly as possible. We don't have a month to travel there by foot and by boat. Do you know of a way? I know of teleportation circles. I can't do that myself. But can you do that, or do you know of someone here who can?
I possess the power. The only problem would be knowing the runic sequence to land you in a teleportation circle. I believe I was in Ephron a few centuries ago.
Dragons. I love dragons.
I can do what you ask, but not with the accuracy you may wish for. I can get you to the eastern coast of our kingdom, certainly with ease, as I research there sometimes. The port city to the east. I can get you to the kingdom of Brennawir, likely.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the spell teleport, not teleportation circle.
Gotcha.
So,
even with teleport, he has to have like an idea, and he does. He's basically saying he's got a rough idea, but he can't nail you down to a town. So you might still have to do some traveling when you get there.
Right.
He can definitely get you to the port city here if you wanted to get zapped over there and take a week off and then take a boat, or he can get you over to the kingdom, but he's just not sure. You may have, a chunk of travel through a kingdom to get to the city you're looking for.
We're not going to get like half of us teleported and then like we're going to leave like a leg behind, are we, if he doesn't know where he's going?
I can teleport you all in succession.
Okay.
Actually, a good question. Let me check the spell, because if he can't do you all at once...
Teleport instantly transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range.
Oh, he's got to go with you.
To a destination you select.
Yeah, then he can teleport himself back. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he can get you roughly somewhere in the kingdom, but you might still be looking at a week or two of travel. Depends, or maybe less. It's actually just going to be roll for it.
Yay.
Putting her trust in the dice.
Can I ask him if he's helped us out a lot? Is there anything we can do for him in repayment?
Truthfully, you've done a fair bit. I don't see the better side of humanity that often, and it's always a pleasure to work with those that uphold law and uphold good. I believe very strongly in both. And
Not helping Ormia any.
as he sort of cringed out.
Yeah, just like, oh. Just vanish under the floor.
So you have, in effect, done me a good service, so I consider us good.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would
Very
be
thoughtful.
willing to take the risk. Send us directly there. I know the place. I know the country. Fairly well.
Like if we get there and we're in the wrong place, or maybe do you know if we're likely to find trouble?
I should know. I should know some. I should, if I haven't been in a place, I should have heard of it at least potentially. Right?
Yeah. Well, he asks, in which What is the precise location you would hope to get to?
Either Xanbora or Dolphin's Peak. I'm sorry, that wasn't the name of the city that you told us, was it?
No, it's Xanbora is the big city that you're from.
It's Xanbora, and then the other one.
Dauphin's Haven is
Dauphin's Haven.
Yep, is the
Thank
port
you.
city in the kingdom below.
Right.
Xanbora's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Xanbora.
Xanbora. Well, and you're pretty familiar with the kingdom. It's a fairly large kingdom, but I mean, you know it pretty well. If you don't know it, it's not that you've traveled all of it, but you know.
It's like I know my
the
state.
layout. Yeah, exactly.
I haven't been everywhere, but I know of it. More or less.
Exactly. I'm gonna open up the map here just to. So I know what I'm looking for. Oh, wrong map. Let me open up that one. Kingdom. Okay. Well, decide amongst yourselves and let me know, and I will help you in whatever way you prefer.
I'm gonna turn to the group and just kind of. I know recent events have put some strain between me and the rest of you. And I ask for your help in this. I know I don't deserve it, and I don't expect you to do it out of any sort of what may have been friendship. I can pay you to help me, but I don't think I can do this alone.
Kaylin puts
Please.
her hand. Oh, sorry.
That's it, just please.
Okay. Kaylin puts her hand on Ormia's shoulder and says, "Let's do it." And smiles at her, reassuringly.
Thank you. Kind of look at everyone else. I don't really look at Rhinewin, just kind of like. Just like
Yeah.
You can feel a little heat.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, I kind of have to go. I got that thing, so. Okay.
I know how to get to Dolphin's Haven from home. I can help you with your brother.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Emil, what'd you say?
I think Emil's lost some thought at the moment.
So is this like, sorry, just me to you, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Is this like two, like, so where I'm from,
Mm-hmm.
so we've traveled to like the middle part,
Mhm.
and then are we going like the farthest east?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can you pull up the world map so we can just look at it?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Please and thank you. Because like it's not in the maps window anymore.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
it
was
all
looking
got-
at. I was like, I don't know which map I'm
Where are we?
It's been a while since I've looked at it.
Yeah,
It might help us a little bit.
Absolutely. Let's do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Rename
Has
it.
anybody else noticed Astrid's new peak?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
You all look and you see it like, oh.
Oh.
Hey,
So you were facing us like this the whole time.
The profile.
one side.
Awesome. All right. I'm trying to preload it here so it's not as terrible, but I guess we'll see. Here is Astral Lenore, the first section that you guys have all been chilling in. As it will very slowly load, no doubt.
There's a big island in the middle that's marked loading.
Nice.
So weird, right?
This is so bizarre. Alright, let me put Instagram maps up here and see if I can get this.
I'm so tired. That was funnier than it should have been.
Ed's killing it tonight.
I know. Awesome. Alright, let's see if that's better. Alright, chat, there you go. There's essentially this first section. It's a quarter of the planet of Australa Nord that they're familiar with. So they started on Calborum in the bottom left here. They crossed the coral tides to heading northeast. Let me zoom in here, sorry. Oops, no, wrong button. Alright. So they started here in Calborum in this kingdom, Magna Yavin, in this little city here of Bexley. And then they went to Bexley Port and took a boat up here to Rennes, Dunkirk. And the City of Metz is basically right above the first K in Dunkirk, and they're in the middle right there. They want to, let me zoom out a little bit, they want to travel further east over to Ephron. And actually it's east and a little to the south here. So these two kingdoms, Dauphine's Haven is down here. This is the kingdom of Brennawere, and just above it, this little outline, is the kingdom of Arendelle, the two yellow outlines there. Dauphine's Haven and Ravensbrook, those are in Brennawere. And again, just above it is the kingdom of Arendelle with the city of Xanbora as its capital.
Yeah, it's still loading on my screen.
Yeah.
So.
My bad.
Man.
I'm all pointing out, like,
I didn't
yeah.
want to say
I
anything
was
'cause I
like,
thought
do
like
I
it was
say
just me.
something and stop?
Dot.
Or
Oops. All right, let me know when it finishes loading. I'm really sorry about that. I'll cover it
That's
again.
I just thought it was funny. It's just like, yeah, it's not. I
it's
don't know what you're talking about.
Right? Wait a minute.
Oh my goodness.
You'll also find in your images and maps folder, I tried to share it out ahead of time, the kingdom of Arendelle should have its own map. The basic layout of what you might know, except
Oh, goody.
Ormia that might know a little more. Yeah.
I have two unidentified maps I have 3 unidentified maps images.
Yeah, I forgot that they're all. I've got to rename them in here. Try this again.
Let's do this after the stream.
Arendelle.
So we're going places.
Okay.
Arendelle. Why does that remind me of Lord of the Rings?
Oh, did it pop in for somebody finally?
it did for me.
Oh, yeah. I got it too.
Yay! Alright, let me close these others. I don't know what else wouldn't be showing up, but that's fine. Okay, so just to cover it again, if it's popped up for everyone. So the bottom left continent of Calborum is where you all started. In the kingdom of Magna Yavin. And just in the very eastern part of that kingdom is Bexley. That's the city you all started in. Then you headed up, you got permission to use Bexley Port. And you basically sailed northeast across the coral tides here up to the city of Rennes in Dunkirk. You're now in the city of Metz, which is just above the first K in Dunkirk. And you're all looking to travel east and a little bit south. You'll see just below the Wildwood Thicket, there's 2 kingdoms outlined. You'll see Dauphine's Haven there in the lower one. That's the kingdom of Brennawere. And just north of that is the kingdom of Arendelle. And Xanbora is just about in the middle of it.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm going to leave this up because I might be using this other map here in a minute. All right. So yes, that is where you're looking to go. Are you all prepared?
I've never teleported before. Are there any side effects? Should we
Sometimes
nausea, headaches?
Nausea can be expected. Loss of balance, perhaps. I believe that's it for mortals. I will not be able to stay. There are many items here that require my presence to guard. I need to return
And I understand
immediately.
that we won't know necessarily where we're teleporting into, so might I suggest that we form a defensive circle around our runekeeper?
Okay. Yeah.
Kaylin takes position.
Kumbaya.
You form that circle
gonna
back to back.
Go to the
shoulder to shoulder.
runekeeper and say, we're going to my home. Is there any way I can help you find this location?
I'm roughly familiar with the location of
Like-
Xanbora.
Can I lend anything to this spell?
Let me take a peek. I don't know if that has.
Like, can I think really hard and help? Like, give him advantage or something? I don't know.
Maybe if we all say, I believe in the runekeeper. I believe in the runekeeper.
Clap your
I do
hands.
believe in dragons. I do.
You gotta click your heels 3 times and be like, there's no place like home. No place like home.
We'll just all just do
Here's your Dorothy
different
moment.
things.
Yes.
Alright, let's see. Scan that document, Adobe. Alright. Just scooch down to the teams here. Here we go. Teleport. Okay.
Ew, no. Don't want to
Okay,
turn
wait,
inside
wait.
out like the
Hang
pig
on,
in
so there's-
Galaxy Quest. That's gross.
There's familiarity, and if there's an associated object,
Mm-hmm.
means you possess an object taken from the desired destination within the last 6 months. I'm from the desired destination that's been taken from that place in the last 6 months. Anything that I have on me.
Let me think, because it's been, you just had to wait for the runic brands for 3 months. Plus the travel, before that was a week and a half, and then to get from where you were to over here would have been 3 plus. Would have
It's
been
cutting
like a
it really
month
close.
there. Yeah,
I think, to be honest with you, the fact that we can get like to that continent is quite impressive. So maybe we should just take that win.
yeah, I'll say that
I'm
it'll
just
lend
terrified of
to the
what'll
spell.
happen if he rolls a mishap.
Yeah, it'll lend to
I've had
it,
that happen before.
but not
Okay.
be like a perfect spell. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so if I give him my sword to hold, that might help?
Please stand next to me.
Okay.
And he's, sort of places a hand down on your shoulder. And
Dragon
then
hand.
the person on his other side. All right, let's see. So on target is set, and so we'll bump it up from seen casually to very familiar. So
Yes.
Do we have to link together in any way, or can we just stay in the same, within
you
the
must
same?
all
It's-
touch.
It's
be
creatures of your object that you can see.
Of course, I don't have those. All right. I guess I can just roll.
Yeah. Eight willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range.
Okay.
10 feet. So we all have to stand within 10 feet of him.
As long as he can see you.
Yeah. I think it's plane shift that requires the touch.
You see him drop into the spell.
Yeah, it's plane shift. Plane shift requires you to hold hands, but teleport does not.
You see him sort of drop into focus and begin casting the spell.
I'm thinking really hard about home.
There's no place like home. There's
Click.
You all start to feel this awkward vibration to the scenery around you. Starting small at first. Yeah, exactly,
God,
Felix.
Ed.
Perfect. Yeah. That was great. And then
That ruins the evening.
and then you feel it almost pull away from you, and like an elastic band snaps at you. And you feel yourself being propelled through it. Everything is spaghettified, and you're just being stretched. You don't feel like you're moving as much as you just feel like you're anchored in place, but also being pulled really far, until the rebound effect hits, and you feel untethered from the previous location, and your consciousness is just flung forward at incredible speeds, and then immediately stopped as a new scene, entirely new set of scenery is revealed to you. So everyone roll a dexterity saving throw to see if you maintain your balance during this.
Oh boy.
It's not fun.
Woo!
Oh, Caitlin.
Nice. So Kaylin, Felix, and Ormia, you missed it just by one. Oh my gosh! Okay.
Oh god, no.
Kaylin,
no.
Felix,
Oh.
and Ormia, you
I'm
all
definitely gonna vomit.
trip and fall. Oh, Em, what's gonna happen to you? You're head over heels. You don't just fall. You
fly.
start doing a roll. Yeah. There's a little bit of a slope in front of you, and you just far enough to start tumbling down this hill for like a good 10 seconds before you catch yourself and just and plop back on a soft grass. Awesome. All right, let me open up Xanbora.
Like in the Princess Bride. As you
Yeah.
wish.
Nice. Now let me open up Arendelle here. And
I look around. Where are we?
Okay. You are. Let me get the map rolled up here. And I will share this, and it should just pop in because I think I pre-shared it. Yep.
Arendale's up here, and the first image it opened to us is massive dragon in the water.
Oh yeah. There's legends of this giant sea dragon out there, and any map printed of Arendelle always has that on it.
It's the Unagi.
Nice. Well, the fishing villages along the coast, they insist that they see it. I mean, it's just always, sort of brought. Never any proof. It's like Nessie. All right, so you on the map here are. Just zoom in on mine here. You are pretty close. You wake up and you see. You're in a bit of a clearing. You see a small lake in the distance through some of the trees. One thing that stands out is the trees around here are massive. And Ormia, you're not used to this. I mean, you've traveled through this kingdom quite a bit, and you haven't seen trees like this. They're good. They're like ancient sequoia trees there, but except, if anyone's proficient in nature, you can roll a nature check, or if you're proficient in Arcana, you can roll an Arcana check.
Can I roll because of Jack of all trades?
Because
Jack of all trades.
no, it's got to be a proficiency, like a full. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, guys, no.
No. Man.
Whoa, trees!
Wow.
They're
These are
bigger
some
than
really
normal.
cool trees, guys. They look like trees.
They're
These are
even bigger
big
than normal.
trees. Nice. Is anyone proficient in nature, or no? No one's.
I think I am Racina, who appears to be muted.
Oh no!
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Our druids should be proficient in nature.
Maybe, or maybe survival. She might be in survival.
Oh, I picked survival.
Okay, cool. All right. These trees are massive. I mean, I think just looking at them, clearly they have a great deal of life force to them. This whole forest seems to. A good 100+ feet tall, 25, 30 feet wide tree trunks that you're looking at. Just these scream up to the sky.
Can I look at like the land around us, at like the grass and the plants and stuff, and make sure like we didn't shrink somehow?
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look around, you see a lot of plant life that is still the proper size. You being familiar with the kingdom, you do see to the east, you see some mountains. You know that there's this lake up to the north a little bit. And you feel like you have a pretty good sense of where you are. That Xanbora is just slightly, maybe like 4 to 6, well, I guess you're walking, so like 6 or 7 hours to the north, a little bit to the west. This is also, you get the feeling you're sort of maybe near in the area of that keep, because you know that keep is located right next to the lake. And that sort of helps you pinpoint where you are. You're essentially just south of the little building there next to the lake on the map.
Can I hug one of the trees?
Yeah. It's more like this. Your arms are almost out sideways because they're. Yeah. You feel you could just feel the life force in this tree just from hugging it. Is an abundance of. You're not sure where it's from or what's going on, but
I was unsure about coming, but Astrid's very happy she's in a forest.
Neat. All right.
I would feel really at home here, but Felix is like kind of out of place.
Yeah.
Super tall trees.
All right. What do y'all want to do?
Kaylin kind of looks at Ormia and, it's like, well, which way should we go?
I'm gonna tell the roomkeeper, thank you. This is actually a lot closer than was. This is not the worst case scenario. Thank you. I'm gonna kind of get my bearings and then pause. Like, the keep that he mentioned is close by. The city is a day's walk away, so we're really close. But the keep that he mentioned is a lot. We're very close to that.
There is a great deal of magical energy here.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're still with us.
There are. There's a ley line convergence, I believe, near the keep you speak of. Interesting. Yes, well, I'm glad I could assist. I bid you safe journey.
Thank you.
Kaylin bows.
Bye, Rooney.
Thank you.
His little head nod and disappears.
We can go to the keep now. Try to find clues there. Or we can go home. Sorry, go to Xanbora and find out information there.
What time of day is it, Dan?
Ooh, good question. See, that'd be a little bit
Because we did time travel.
later in the day. I mean, you're back a couple hours. I mean, you're, essentially, it's later in the day by a couple of hours, but it was, noon, you had lunch, and then you went over and talked to them, so it's probably like 5. We'll say about 5 o'clock in the evening.
Should we just go to the keep and maybe, camp there for the night?
It's not a place to stay. It's got a lot of terrible ghost stories, terrible rumors surrounded by it. You don't go there at night. Not if you want to keep living. Or not be undead.
How far is it to the town?
About 6-7 hours, you said, Dan?
Yeah. Maybe a little closer to 8 if you're walking in the dark.
We would not be able to make it there tonight.
Should we camp in the woods and then go first light?
So
we can maybe do both in one day. We could go to the keep and then on to the city.
Mm-hmm. I would like to look around, see if we can't find anything. But once the sun starts to go down, we should not be anywhere near that keep.
You put the keep at maybe... I mean, you don't know its exact location. You just know it's adjacent to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
So probably hour and a half away or so from where you're at, if that.
Alright. I'll start heading towards the lake.
Kaylin follows her.
Okay.
So does the forest go up to the lake? I couldn't remember because I accidentally got out of the map.
Oh, yeah. It runs right about up to the lake. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, as you look around, you see it seems to run right up there.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you guys are heading up there, then go ahead and I guess anyone that's keeping an eye out for the keep, you can make... I guess make an investigation check, and I'll just check your passive perceptions.
Do I get advantage for kind of sort of knowing what it looks like?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a keep. I mean, you all have like a rough idea, yeah.
I rolled poorly.
And
I'm weakening again.
As you're all passing through, you're very familiar with this whole arrangement, having spent so many years in the forest and such. And it sort of sticks out like a sore thumb when you come across it. Everyone else, with the density of the trees and the size of the trees, it's very difficult to see much. But you kind of know what to look for, Emersina, and you spot what appears to be a keep through the woods. A bit of a clearing, and then a keep on the other end of the clearing.
And we're just wanting to go past it, right?
I want to look around, see if I can't find any trace of anything. People going in and out, anything that would point me to Yaris, just something.
Okay. Are you looking like over at the keep, or just like in the spot in the woods where you're at?
I'm gonna look over at the keep.
Okay.
And if I don't find anything there, I want to make another roll to look at the forest around it.
Okay. So you step up to the clearing. It looks like at one point it was some sort of a garden.
But because she's paranoid and has heard all those ghost stories, she's going to check and make sure that nothing's going to pop out and kill her. She's checking for traps.
Okay. Make an investigation check for traps at the edge of the clearing there.
Oh. Okay, why did that not catch it? Oh, that was even worse.
No, it looks like a lot of,
It looks safe.
There's a lot of vibrant plant life on the bed of the forest here, including what used to be probably a well-kept garden. Looks like it's just an overgrown garden now in this clearing, but you don't spot any traps inside there.
Okay, then I'll look around for signs of life. That's better.
Okay. Well, if you're looking for tracks or anything like that, that's survival.
Gosh dang it. That was a really good roll. Meh.
Good. And M, I'll say you notice Ormia trying really hard to look for tracks.
It's like, there's gotta be something around here. I know it.
Just since you're, you have that skill, you sort of, you can pick up on that.
You notice that I'm doing poorly.
Oh, you're doing great, sweetie.
Can I help you?
I'm trying really hard.
Look for traps?
Yeah, Kaylin. Yeah, Kaylin especially, right? She's like,
it's like as we were walking there, I'm telling them some of the ghost stories that I've heard. Like, there was the halfling that used to turn people inside out and then eat their organs.
Kaylin's fascinated.
And there was a group of elves. I think some of them were drow. I'm not entirely sure, but they were. Oh, there was a lot of undead. There's a lot of undead sacrifices, rituals, summoning of evil things from like the hells and the abyss. No, a lot of unpleasant stuff.
Nice.
What is the check for the traps? Dan, again?
Investigation. Oh, for tracks?
For traps.
Oh, traps. Yeah, the Kaylin. That's investigation. Kaylin, having learned her lesson from a couple experiences in the past, is very wary of traps. Wary. Okay. Coast looks clear to Kaylin, too. You guys are in agreement. You just don't see any traps here.
I don't see any big talking plants out there, do you?
Can I roll a survival for what kind of tracks are we looking for?
Anything. Any clues, any signs of life, people going in and out.
Can I run a survival since I have proficiency in that, Dan, for any kind of tracks I see?
Sure. Ormia, with yours, are you seeing... Oh, nice. Well, you needed a pretty high roll because it's been quite a long time. So, Ormia, you don't really...
That was a natural 20 for her, so...
You see, Ormia, you just sort of see some animal tracks, some of the usual stuff you're able to spot with the 13. Kaylin, you see where a human width path has been cut through. You see some broken stems of plants that just didn't grow back, some older dried out plants that snapped and weren't back, where it looks like some sort of a horse-drawn carriage was brought in here. Some hoof prints from the horses, and then you see some tracks heading in toward the keep. Old. At least, several months, if not a half a year or longer old. You just rolled so well that you can... before the flowers and plants have grown back over it, you're still able to spot it.
Kaylin shows that to Ormia and shows her the tracks and that they're leading to the thing, and explains to her that they're older tracks, because she can't tell.
That matches with the story he told us. Em, can I use the compass, please?
Now?
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you. I'll open it up and think of him.
Okay. You open it up, and once again,
the
blood
opera song in my head.
Nice.
Think of me.
The blood flows in from the perimeter and fills up that center space in the compass.
I'm kind of holding it close to really keep anyone else from seeing that.
Okay. I
think everyone might be weirded out.
The needle begins to point sharply and almost vibrate in the direction of the keep. The blood starts to dance and comes up over the cork with the needle in it and forms an image. a large disc. It shows little tiny, looks like the edges of trees around the perimeter, and this almost a stone in appearance disc in the center of a clearing of trees. You see, as the blood is rapidly drained further, 1/3 for the needle, the last third to create this image, this dancing image. And again, the needle, as the image dissipates, the needle is still almost vibrating towards the keep and beyond. Before
I'm
the
gonna
blood...
again move around and make sure that it is pointing directly at that. Like if it moves while I move.
Okay. It has quite a fair bit of movement, meaning it's likely very close. Whatever you're looking for is pointing just toward, or maybe just beyond. You get the impression maybe it's just beyond the keep.
So because M has seen this, like I've seen this before with the whole blood going down everything, and I'm just like, I kind of freak out because I don't know if it's gonna empty itself before she, finishes or whatever. So I'm gonna be like, kind of do a loud whisper, and be like, Ormia, like be careful, like it's.
I start running.
No.
Okay.
I start running the direction.
Just like.
She doesn't even hear me.
Nice.
When she realizes that he's close, she just takes off.
Okay.
Funeral. I try to follow as quickly as I can behind her. But keep an eye out. Like
she doesn't have a very high intelligence or wisdom.
Yeah, especially not now.
Nice.
Don't window.
Yeah.
You start hustling. There's this clearing. Are you running like into the keep or around it, or what's?
I'm doing my best to follow the needle and kind of try to skirt around the keep.
Okay.
Like, cause there's still that.
Like for all your talk about the stories and everything.
Yeah, like the super deep-seated just fear of this place. She's not gonna go into it, but follow the needle as closely as she can.
Okay. You start racing around the side of this keep, and the needle is pointing seemingly behind it somewhere. You skirt the edge, and you return to more of this dense forest. Roll a quick perception check, if you would, please. Okay. You're bolting, and the wind is picking up. It's been moderately windy since you got here. The sounds of the forest grow quiet. Birds, animals, even the rustling of the trees, you don't seem to hear anymore. What you do hear is a massive creaking sound as before you the roots pull out of the ground of a tree and it turns around and has these two hollowed out knots with eyes as it says, "What dark magic have you brought here?" And that's where we'll end the session tonight.
Why did I follow you?
Yeah, you see that from 25 feet back, and it's probably twice as scary to see it's a 30-some foot tree that's swinging around saying that to her.
I know exactly what it is. And Ormia doesn't. I can't make a game.
All right.
I should just stop following people.
Well, I don't know about the guys, but I'm still in the forest. I never even followed you out of the clearing.
Nice.
Oh, good. Stay there.
Excuse me. That's awesome.
I would say that Kaylin probably ran after both of them. So she's probably right behind him, Marcina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you see it too from an even lower stature, what? it happened pretty quick. Very, very agile for, a 30, 40-foot tree. Fun. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Everything. I know. Sorry, we ran a little bit late there. I thought that would be a fun. I was going to see if you're going to go in the keep or not, and since you didn't, we got to end on that note. So.
No.
But I hope you all had fun tonight. Thank you, players, again. Super awesome, and it's neat to. I'm curious to see where you all go and what kind of things you pick up along the way here in this new area. And thank you, most definitely, chat. Keeping it lively and hilarious. Sorry, Dark Searchman. Yeah. Nevik, nice. Yeah, so as always, catch us here Friday nights, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time. And that's it. Check us out on YouTube. It looks like that already went up. I meant to check and see. I tried to put in a timed message thing for our Facebook group, too. But I'm just going to put it in here. We've got a Facebook group for Madbird. In case you want to catch some, episodes when they go up and blah, 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 all that fun stuff. But again, thanks for joining us. I had a blast. And I know some of you are probably just dying to go to sleep, as am I. So we'll wrap up here. But thank you all, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.